Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Cinegeeks podcast where movies, TV, and all things geek collide. I'm Roy, still joined by my lovely co-host Angela.
Hello!
Hey Angela.
Hey.
Yes, part 3
Part 3.
na tayo. Yes.
Day 3.
Day 3. This is part 3 of our special series talking about the feature-length films showing in the 2025 Pure Gold Cinepanalo Film Festival. Yep. And for part 3, we will be talking about the following films. First is Sepak Takraw by Mesty Guzman, starring Enzo Osorio, Nicolo Castillo, Ruby Ruiz, and AC Aguilar, and Tigkiliwi.
Ba't ganun?
Napapalikan ko kasi yung W tsaka yung L sa dulo eh. Nagiging Tigkiwili. Iba yung nasasabi ko tuloy. So, Tigkiliwi by Tara Ellenberger, starring, again, Ruby Ruiz, Gabi Padilla, and JP Laroder.
Yes. But before we continue, we'd like to remind everyone who hasn't done so to follow our pod wherever you listen to podcasts, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Letterboxd, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Blue Sky, so you can join in on the fun. And don't forget to visit our website, cinegeekspod.com, for the latest in movie and TV news and reviews.
Yeah, you can send in your questions, suggestions, and feedback to our email address, cinegeekspod@gmail.com. And by the way, please do join us on our Facebook group called Cinegeeks PHHQ. There you can interact with us and with your fellow Cinegeeks.
All right. Thank you, Ange. Huwag nating patagalin pa. Let's go ahead and talk about the first film for this episode, Sepak Takraw. Okay, preface lang. Yung schedule nitong Cinepanalo na film festival has the loglines of all the films in contention. Lahat sila is written in English except for Sepak Takraw. So I'll be stating it in Tagalog.
Okay.
So, Sepak Takraw. Dalawang matagal nang magkahiwalay na magkapatid sa ama mula sa tribo ng Isinay ang muling nagkasama at napabilang sa team ng larong Sepak Takraw or Kickball, isang maituturing na pambansang laro ng Pilipinas. Habang hinaharap ng magkapatid ang mga hamon ng laro, hinaharap din nila ang malalim na mga isyu sa pamilya at diskriminasyon sa komunidad at nararanasan ang sari-saring emosyon ng mga pasakit sa kanilang pakikibaka sa buhay.
Tagalog.
Okay. Sige, ikaw muna. What did you think?
Okay.
What did you think of Sepak Takraw?
I mean, 5% of the movie was Sepak Takraw. The other 95%...
5 is being generous.
Alam mo, I have to get this off my chest.
Go.
Akala ko, ito yung sports film nitong festival.
Oo.
Kasi nasa title, 'di ba, Sepak Takraw. And
Yes.
Kita mo naman dun sa logline na talagang front and center yung sport kasi while they are parang tackling the struggles or the challenges of the game.
Magkasama daw sila sa team. Yon, ang implication.
Yon. So parang teammates sila. So parang how do you cope with having a half-sibling na hindi mo kasundo, tapos magka-teammate kayo, you have to work together as a team.
That's true.
So parang, okay, it's interesting. Pero, yeah, medyo false logline siya. I'm sorry to say, pero there's not much team and there's not much Sepak Takraw. I mean, I cannot even begin na sobrang nahirapan akong sundan yung narrative flow niya. I mean, the characters were introduced to us. Ito nga natutuwa ako kay Ruby Ruiz.
Introduced is a very generous term.
Let me just start first with one of my favorite actresses, Ruby Ruiz.
Yes.
Simula ko naman maganda kahit papaano.
Sige. Si Miss, yung ating the 2025 Ruby Ruiz Cinepanalo Film Festival. Joke lang. We love you, Miss Ruby.
I love her in anything she's in. So, ayun, Isa siya sa mga una nating nakilala. Of course, we know Enzo Osorio from The Hearing.
Yes.
He won Best Actor there.
Last year.
Napakagaling na bata. Without dialogue. Kasi he was mute.
That's
deaf
true.
mute in that movie. So, napaka-effective ng eye acting niya. And yung mga nuances ng kanyang micro-expressions, talagang laging naka-close up sa mukha niya yung camera dun sa movie na yon. So, I came into this movie expecting a lot kasi Ruby Ruiz yan and Enzo Osorio. And then, Sepak Takraw. So, how are they gonna, make that coalesce?
Yes.
Together with the family issues. Pero,
coalesce, it did not.
Yeah. And Sepak Takraw, it did not.
It did not. Ito, nagdo-notes ako habang nanonood tayo kanina.
Okay.
Ito scientific. 4 lang yung scenes na may Sepak Takraw.
Binilang mo?
Binilang ko.
Okay.
2 doon. Sinisipa lang niya yung mga nakasabit na mga bola ng Sepak Takraw sa bakuran niya. Yun. So, 2 lang pa yung scenes na merong Sepak Takraw as the sport itself.
Out of the 4, it's only 2.
Hindi ko bibilangin yung mga scenes na meron nung sipa. Kasi hindi naman yun yung sepak eh. Hindi. Okay. Meron siyang gustong sabihin. Kitang-kita mo yung gusto sabihin niya. Okay? Kaso hindi niya ma-translate into a cohesive plot yung gusto niyang sabihin. Yun, sinabi mo kanina, case in point, iba yung kwento ni Enzo tsaka ni Nicolo. Iba yung kwento ni Ruby.
Oh my
Tapos
God,
for some reason yung...
Oh my God, the tatay.
Yung kwento ng tatay.
Don't get me started on the tatay. Tay!
Pupunta ako dun mamaya sa intersection ng kay tatay tsaka kay Ruby Ruiz.
Oh my God.
Which is one of the most hilarious scenes of the film.
Pero I was entertained.
Yes, it was entertaining, but I don't think it was supposed to be funny.
I don't know. The entire cinema was laughing at the time.
Ito. Sige, dadating tayo doon. Okay, sige. Masabi ko lang na yun, in this film, scenes just start and then end with no rhyme or reason. Wala siyang biglang, okay, so makita natin si Enzo nagbabike. Tapos, titingin siya sa parang sign. So, tapos na. Okay. Nyari.
Yes, the continuity was really questionable.
Editing was shoddy. May mga dito na parang, alam mo yung, hindi lang din editing. Alam mo yung parang, hindi ba kayo pwede mag-take 2? Man lang. Na parang yung
one take lang. Parang Birdman.
Oo, meron kasi parang mga lines dito na nadadapa sa linya yung actors. That's not their fault. They're actors. They're allowed instances of, making mistakes. Pero, this responsibility falls solely on the director.
And the editor.
Bakit hindi mo ginawa ng paraan na lumabas ng mas malinis yung performance ng actors mo on screen?
Or why did that, bakit nakalusot?
Yun, ba't nakalusot yung dapa na yun?
Oo.
Wala ba kayong dailies? Hindi mo pinapanood yung mga sinushoot nyo araw-araw?
I'm pretty sure they do, pero dun sa final cut, bakit hindi nakita? Bakit hindi na-catch?
Pero, napaka-egregious kasi nung sinasabi kong instance na yun eh.
Yes, napaka-obvious niya.
Napaka-obvious
Parang, alam mo nga nung nanonood tayo, yung parang yung buong cinema, narinig ko yung parang, huh?
Oo, bigla. Parang tayong, si Doug sa Bird.
Lahat tayo, parang we caught that. We noticed that. It was very noticeable.
Oo. And ito pa, tayo, bilang film fans, okay? Ayoko sabihin tayo, yung tipong mga art house snobs. Hindi naman tayo ganun, okay? Pero, we appreciate a movie that relies more on showing, not telling. Case in point, flow. It's a silent film. It's wala hindi mo sasalita yung pusa. 'Yan. Pero dito kasi wala nang sino-show. Wala pang tinitel.
Yeah, parang
yung dialogue wala.
We see reactions.
Oo.
We see knee-jerk reactions from characters, but we don't know their thought process because hindi rin naman nila na-introduce properly how this character thinks or how this character perceives his worldview. Parang ganon. Yung sinasabi ko is more on Enzo. Being siya yung protagonist natin.
Tama.
So parang, as the protagonist, we need to know his headspace.
Exactly.
His thought process.
Kasi siya yung magiging avatar natin eh.
Oo.
Oo.
Although parang may mga obvious na mga tells, like the vitriol he has for his half-sibling was very, very obvious. Pero parang sometimes, meron siyang parang emotional outburst that I don't know where that came from.
Yan, yes. Yan, nasa notes ko yan. Sabi ko, the emotion just goes up to 11 without any prelude.
Or context, parang ganun.
Bigla na lang siya nagagalit. Parang, saan galing yun? Kasi minsan magagalit siya at the beginning of a scene na walang ka-connect dun sa galit from the previous. Sabi natin na yung previous scene. Sabi natin yung mga adventures ni Ruby Ruiz. Kasi ang dami-dami niya pinupuntahan dito.
In fairness.
Yun. Yung next scene bigla, sabi natin si Enzo. Magagalit siya or emotional siya. Walang, saan ang galing yung emotional outburst niya? Kung kasama natin the scene before, si Ruby.
Oo.
Yung ganun.
Exactly. And also, meron pang isang scene na parang bigla siyang nagsusorry na parang, wait, bakit siya nagsusorry?
Sorry.
Na parang, okay, let me just roll back sa memories ko and recall what is he saying sorry for. Parang ganon.
Ito pa, isa pa. May narrative development dito. I'm using development very, very generously. Na bigla na lang sumulpot ng walang narrative breadcrumbs to tell us along the way na dito pala tayo papunta. Actually, kung tutuusin, that's what the entire movie ends up becoming about. It's not about sepak takraw. Sabihin na natin ngayon. Okay? Title is misleading.
You won't get much sepak takraw in this movie.
Ito, sabi ko, note ko din siya. It takes 1 hour and 9 minutes for the film to make the title a plot point.
True.
And even then, it's parang dropped immediately. Yun yung parang tryout. Tapos pagkatapos ng tryout, biglang, wala, balik tayo kay Ruby.
Back to the story na parang, natawa ako kasi parang ang sabi mo na parang, ang tagal natin hinihintay, asan yung sepak takraw? Parang, the poster promises it.
Yes.
The ball was very much at the center of the poster. So parang I was expecting, tapos sabi pa, mag-teammate.
Yun.
So parang medyo, tayo doon, nabudol, kasi hindi naman pala.
Mukhang yung poster nga niya, mukhang yung poster ng Rookie.
Actually.
Diba? May volleyball na ganun.
But at least we got a lot of volleyball from that film.
Nag-enjoy naman ako for what it's worth sa Rookie.
That was Haikyuu.
Haikyuu GL.
Live action.
GL Haikyuu.
Pero ayun nga, just going back, medyo misleading ang kanyang title. And misleading din yung logline. So, because of Ruby Ruiz, na-entertain ako sa mga scenes niya. Especially dun sa scene in question na I don't think is intended to be comedic. Maybe. May
siya, may mga parang, siguro ang ina-expect nilang magiging tawa na response na tayo, parang yung, parang ganon.
Or parang touching chuckle. Parang,
Hindi yung parang,
Parang, what the F?
Kasi talagang tuwa sa kakatawa yung buong sinihan natin doon. Oh my God.
Because of how absurd and how parang weird. It was a little weird.
Jesus Christ, it got so weird. Yung borderline, siya, Oedipus complex.
Okay, let's stop there.
Why are you so fixated on that?
Baka ma-spoil mo pa.
You're so weird.
Yeah.
Pero yun na nga
Just relish that moment when you watch it kasi it was really, really, really something.
Doon ka lang magigising doon sa scene na yan. And siya, yung monologue ni Ruby Ruiz doon. Yung kaya nga sobrang parang siya yung saving grace nitong scene na to. Super.
Let me just add this on, ha?
Sige.
Kasi sinabi din dun sa logline na they are indigenous people. And we have seen a lot of films, independent films, na really gives that parang such grace and, attention.
Yes, case in point, Tumandok. The ultimate indigenous person film.
Oo, kahit nga yung kahit paano yung wedding dance. Parang it was front and center. Talagang binida nila yung kultura ng indigenous people. Pero parang dito kasi, I did not realize how important the
culture,
the indigenous people plotline was until the end. And we were parang, I don't know, parang inaakay na lang tayo ng inset na text.
Yun, I'm sorry, but that felt so lazy in terms of screenwriting. Yung tipong gagamit ka, sige, sabihin na natin na parang in the context of the film, okay, sige, if you're trying to educate your audiences, kumbaga, sige, Wala ka na may ibang paraan na magagawa yan. Let's bigla mag-voice over bigla si Enzo, so babasahin yun. That would make it worse. So, I guess, the informational inserts was parang the middle ground, kumbaga. Pero there was nothing, you're right, there was nothing in the film that made us even had an inkling na we're gonna go to indigenous people stuff. Yung culture.
I mean, we would love to learn about it, and it was interesting naman pala.
Except for the start. Yung in media res pala tayo. And then
yung
even
parang
then,
ceremony.
Even then, wala siyang walang context.
Until I think the 3/4 part of the movie na nabiglang bumalik tayo doon.
Ito, para sa akin, ano kaya sepak takraw nito? Una ko na parang, okay, para sa akin, parang, okay, sige, okay, we're seeing that. Sige, fine, okay, interesting. And then, it goes, sabi ko na media res It goes back in the middle of the film. Now, we have an hour and 20 minutes worth of information behind us. Nung umulit siya bigla, parang siyang, anong kinalaman ng sepak takraw dito? So parang siyang pagdating na sa punto na yun, kinalimutan na yung pagiging sepak takraw.
They just abandoned that plotline altogether. I mean, even the parang supposed peak of the sepak takraw plotline.
Bigyan jacket.
Parang,
yan.
alam mo yung parang dinrap na lang talaga nila. They just dropped it. They just gave up on that plot line altogether.
Ito, masabi ko lang
naramdaman ko lang na parang, sige na, okay na yan.
Oo. Ito. And this is not from nowhere, yung ating observation. Okay? Nung nag-attend tayo, nung introduction of entries na ceremony, itong Sine Panalo 2025, nanggaling na din mismo doon sa creatives ng sine na they were not finished.
Or parang
I felt
the
January.
struggle.
Kung magka-cut corner sana siya doon sa kwento, sana yung tinira niyang corner yung title.
Yung sepak takraw.
Sepak takraw.
Para naman we don't feel shortchanged as an audience. Na syempre, parang there is a rarity of consumable media.
About sepak takraw. Alam mo ba, napapanood ko lang ang sepak takraw every 2 years. Pag lang Asian Games lang.
Diba?
Yun lang.
Kasi, diba, napaka-interesting na parang gagawa ka ng kwento about sepak takraw.
Yes.
And madali lang naman siya. I mean, there is, katulad nga ng pinag-usapan natin sa Journeyman, sports films, formulaic yan
At saka ang Pilipino, ko, hibang na hibang sa sports.
Diba? Parang may template na yan na susundan ka na lang ng beats
Tama.
So parang it was really disappointing.
Ay, nako. Nasayang yung cast. I mean, most of them, not all. Okay?
I feel bad for real fans of sepak takraw and will go out to watch this because nandun yung title and then yun yung makukuha nilang amount of sepak takraw.
Isipin mo merong yung hat na, yung parang yung ganito, yung nakuha natin sa isang event na may puti, may sepak takraw ball sa hat niya, tapos may sepak takraw t-shirt siya, tapos naka-starter jacket siya na may sepak takraw sa likod, tapos may parang foam finger na sepak takraw.
Alam mo yung magiging reaction, parang, honey.
Nasaan yung sepak takraw?
Yeah.
Hi. Sige na, yan na, that's I don't wanna beat a dead horse. C+ for this film.
Yes.
Very, very unfortunate.
We really were rooting for this. We wanted to like it.
Diba nga sinabi natin dun sa last episode natin na mahilig ako sa sports films. I was also expecting this na parang, sports. Sige.
Sepak takraw.
Sepak takraw. Okay to Sige,
it's a sport.
Asan yung sepak takraw? Anyway.
Hindi na natin pinag-usapan yung tatay Which is really problematic.
God.
Problematic is an understatement.
Tsaka si barangay captain. Tama na.
Okay, tama na yan.
Tama na.
Let's move on. Okay, tama na yan. Sige. Let's move on to the last film for this episode. Tigkiliwi. Having lost their mother recently, orphaned siblings Marlin and Tata find the family among the unlikeliest of strangers.
Yun. Okay,
ulitin mo nga.
children, Tigkiliwi. Say that 5 times fast.
Tigkiliwi, tinky-winky, tinky-winky, tinky-winky.
Nag-tinky-winky na bigla, nag-teletubbies na. Tinky-winky, 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 tinky-winky. Tigkiliwi. We were researching kung bakit Tigkiliwi yung title nitong film na to. And to be quite honest, medyo magulo yung explanation. So we're gonna read off of the official page nung production netong movie. Okay? According to them, what tigkiliwi means. Sige, Ange, if you do the honors.
Yeah. Yan. I'm reading off from Bonfire Productions Facebook page.
Yes.
In rural areas, when harvest time is over and the season for planting is far off, work becomes scarce and the struggle to survive becomes real. This time in between is called tigkiliwi. Yan, rooted from the Hiligaynon word kiwi, meaning askewed or lopsided. Okay? Hindi ko pa rin medyo mag-gets.
So kung sinabing tigkiliwi, meaning
parang taglagas? Parang siguro ganun?
Hindi, parang
tag-init?
Ewan ko sabihin tag-tuyot eh. Hindi eh.
Pwede.
Parang
Actually.
ganun. So parang dearth. A dearth of harvest. Walang harvest. So parang tayong
drought.
So drought. Parang ganun.
Ayan. Ito. It is a season marked with financial hardship and misery. It's when the smiles on faces of people disappear. Tabingi na ang ngiti in Tagalog, so to speak. So parang gipit. Parang kagipitan. Or drought. Or parang petsa de peligro siguro.
Kumbaga. Sige, in a more colloquial manner.
Ayan, ito pa. Some people even believe it is a time when malevolent spirits descend upon a place. Or for the less superstitious, crime.
Oof.
Okay.
Sige. With that in mind, by the way, thank you, Ange, for reading that. I'm gonna say na if I didn't know na Tigkiliwi ang title niya, okay, I still had a lot of fun watching this film. Okay?
Regardless of the title. Title doesn't matter,
yun
actually.
Na nga eh, kasi parang now that we read that, what the title is supposed to mean, and then juxtaposing it with what movie we saw, parang saan banda? Pero hindi naman siya masyadong detrimental dun sa sine.
Well, actually, nagkaroon naman siya ng added context.
Okay.
Kasi parang, especially dun sa malevolent forces.
Well, ito sa akin kasi, nakuha ko kasing vibe sa kanya, nagsisimula. Para siyang medyo, yun nga, superstitious. Kasi ayoko naman masyadong spoil ng kasi nakakatawa itong experience nitong scene na to.
Sobrang nakakatawa.
This was one of the most joyous Filipino films I've ever seen in a long time.
Yes, same.
Na siya eh, it starts one way and then ends up becoming a sort of a celebratory story. Yon. Para siyang it celebrates our capacity to set aside our differences, to look past our prejudices, and to become the sum together, the sum of our parts, our collective parts. Yon. Kaya nakakatuwa makita, again, dito na naman si Madam Ruby Ruiz.
Ruby Ruiz Film Festival
Ruby Ruiz
2025.
May isang scene dito na ayoko spoil, pero yung kasama niya yung si Tata, yung si JP Laroder. By the way, the kid was freaking phenomenal. Amazing. JP, if you ever get to listen to this, napakagaling mong bata. Take a bow. Kasi,
sobra.
Ibang klase yung kanyang comedic timing. Ay, Diyos ko,
napaka-promising. Ang grabe yung potential nitong batang to sa comedy.
Alam mo yung kapag comedy, yun eh. We've been imbibing in yung stand-up recently, yung sa Cool Pals, kina GB, kina James, na ganyan, na parang isa sa sinasabi nila lagi na pinakamahirap sa comedy is yung kung paano mo ibabanat yung sasabihin mo. Kasi pwedeng nakakatawa siya sa'yo. Pero, pag sinabi mo siya in a very dry manner, mawawala yung power ng comedy niya.
Or vice versa. If you say it in a dry manner, mas effective pala.
Exactly. And, I mean, I'm not, hindi naman sa generalization to. Okay? Pero, commonly, kapag bata ang actor or actress, they're still learning the ropes about yung tamang pagbagsak ng punchline.
So.
And it's not to be taken against them. Exactly, tama ka doon. Pero ito si JP, yung mga comedy ng lines niya, kasi talagang alam niya kung kailan ibabagsak yung punchline, yung cadence, yung timing.
Yung deadpan. And yung mannerism and yung tone din kung paano niya sabihin.
Yes.
Ang galing nitong
Ang galing ng bata talaga.
Grabe mo kami pinatawa, kid.
That's true. JP, you're sobrang galing. Of course, Gabby Padilla. I mean, we have multiple episodes singing her praises
Yes,
from
yes.
Gitling to Konobasho.
Uninvited.
Tapos dito sa Tigkiliwi, I mean, she's parang siyang
Polyglot daw.
Yun. I mean, sabi ko kanina parang nag-iilonggo siya, di ba?
Hiligay nun yan.
Hiligay nun. Oo. Nag-ano siya na parang, ang sabi ko, sa palagay mo natuto na siya magganito dahil sa Gitling.
I mean, feeling ko native speaker talaga siya ng hiligay nun. Pero, we have seen her in a movie where she invented her own language. So, I'm not gonna be surprised.
Ay, yeah. Galing talaga. Para siyang maikukumpara ko, sinabi natin last episode na, Jasmine Curtis Smith is in a class above other actresses. Dahil sa sobrang ganda ng roles na pinipili niya and sa sobrang galing ng acting niya. I'm gonna place Gabby alongside her.
I mean, I'll put her over
pa?
Jasmine,
sure.
yes.
Sige.
She's been best actress.
Nanalo siya sa Naalala ko nung tayo, nasa grocery tayo, pinapanood natin yung live stream ng nung awards night na
nasa grocery tayo noon, tama.
Tingnan sa atin yung mga nasa tabi natin. Kasi pag biglang Gabby Padilla, yes!
Konobasho cinematography,
yes! Tumandok, best picture, yeah!
Celebrate tayo sa gitna ng grocery. Weird. Bunch of weirdos. Pero ayun na, naalala ko tuloy na sobrang sama ng loob ko na hindi siya nanalong best actress sa Gitling. Pero nabawi naman next year, so okay na din.
Hindi natin pag-usapan yung taon na yun.
Anyway. Going back.
In terms of the story na kinraft ni Tara Illenberger, it's amazing how she was able to fit so many genres together.
Yes. Actually, nagugustuhan ko nga yung may pagka-Kafka-esque pa yung pagkakalente niya.
Yun.
Kasi, I mean, she really played around. Parang feeling ko nag-enjoy siya na gawin tong scene na to na parang okay, parang looks like this director is having fun with it.
Yes.
Sobrang niyang adventurous sa mga directorial choices niya.
Oo.
And I really felt the enjoyment in what she's doing.
Alam mo yung do you know how, I mean, people don't know how hard it is to juggle multiple genres in a single film, much less make it work. Talaga. And dito, sabi natin, in a snap of a finger, mag-iiba bigla yung genre, magto-tone shift siya bigla. Pero hindi siya jarring eh.
Oo nga which is impressive.
Napaka-impressive
Sobra.
nung juggling niya na parang in one moment, biglang may konting horror-ish element.
Ish.
Tapos biglang sa next, bigla siya magiging comedy. As in talagang hindi horror comedy, as in comedy-comedy. Tapos biglang after that comedy, bigla siya magiging heartfelt naman bigla. But it doesn't...
And then there's mystery pa.
Yon. Pero it doesn't sacrifice the punch, the emotional gut punch that each segment has. Kumbaga, na-enrich pa siya. Yung kumbaga, yung comedy, yung horror-ish part, medyo nagsistick sa'yo kasi napaka-effective niyang joke punchline doon sa comedy part bigla.
Actually. Tapos, andun pa yung added camp.
May
camp pa siya. And not to mention add one more genre. Meron pa siyang romance. And also, meron din siyang coming of age.
Yes.
So, parang ang galing na, alam mo yung all these things rolled into one. Parang it's the perfect cinematic experience. You get to laugh, cry, scream. Alam mo yung ganong cliche na mga sinasabi about movies. This is it.
Yes.
Actually.
Sige, dagdag ko na sabi mong cliche. Sige, at the risk of being hyperbolic, para siyang movies like this is why we go to the movies.
Exactly.
Yan. Yung talagang sobrang fun. Especially when, yung you said earlier, na ramdam mo na nag-enjoy yung si Tara and company making this film. When creatives come together and work and make something that's talagang a labor of love.
Enjoy.
And enjoy. It just comes out of the screen and
radiates,
anong term na yun? Yung parang, infectious, yes, thank you. Napaka-infectious nung joy and nung love. And kaya sobrang naghahagalpakan tayo.
As in, everybody was laughing hard and loud.
True.
Oo.
Tapos itong maano ko na lang na, sige, let's bring this back to earth naman then, for a moment lang. Okay? As much as we enjoyed this film, and we really did, I mean, the past few minutes haven't already told you yet, meron din namang sana nag-improve upon. Yung, in terms of yung flow ng kwento.
May caveats pa rin
May caveats pa rin tayo. Meron kasing plotline dito na parang biglang natapos na lang.
Parang it was dropped.
Yun.
Or set aside for the other plot lines to really take center stage. Although, na-appreciate ko naman yung writing na yung ibang supporting characters were developed.
Yun, napaka-fleshed out ng mga supporting characters natin. Ang galing.
Pero merong isang main supporting character na may plotline na tama ka. Parang bigla na lang siyang nakalimutan and yun na yun. Parang okay na yan.
Oo. Parang siguro yun din. Ito, sige. Parang masyadong nag-i-enjoy na. Na parang biglang, sige, okay na yan. And sa atin din naman, at first blush, nung pinapanood natin siya, parang siyang, okay, we're having so much fun. Na parang it doesn't really matter. Pero of course, what we do here is, we want to make sure na we leave no stone unturned. Kumbaga.
Yeah.
So yun lang yung masasabi ko. Kasi that plotline sana was ripe for, so many possibilities. Kumbaga. Given din kung sino yung actor, parang yun na, walang hint kung sino. Given kung sinong actor yung naka-quote-unquote assign doon sa plotline na yun, mabibigyan sana siya ng depth.
Or ng empowering moment.
Yes.
To really take her narrative. Sorry.
Yeah! Sige,
Nadalas na ako.
Nadalas na yun. So,
to really own her story.
Yun.
And take her power back.
Yes.
Parang ganon.
Oo.
So, parang yun lang yung konti lang medyo nakulangan lang ako. Pero, ang ganda na sana nung tinakbo ng kwento eh.
Oo.
Papunta na doon. Pero, tama ka.
May isa lang akong ma-take away dun sa yung ending ng scene na yun eh. Namimiss ko ng mag-barbecue.
Inasal.
Mag-inasal sa grabe yun. Sobrang in 2K or 4K. Yung mga inihaw. Sarap.
Actually, itong buong film festival so far,
food festival.
ginugutom tayo palagi. Pero binusog naman tayo ng Pure Gold.
Thank you po, Pure Gold. By the way, sabi mo food festival, yung last episode natin, yung sa Salum, Salum, yun naman, puro naman scallops.
Scallops, seafood naman.
Baked scallop.
Kahit mga isda na parang, naglalaway ako. Mga kinilaw, no?
Yep. Kahit yung sa din, yung sa sa fleeting pa.
Oo.
Putik, puro kinilaw.
Tsaka meron pang isa.
Puro tableya.
Dito sa Tigkiliwi. Yung Lapas Batchoy. Ito medyo, honorable mention. Si Sunshine Teodoro as Jutay. Hindi
ko in-expect yung magiging power nung kanyang story, nung kanyang sub-story doon. Given also how parang middle of the game na siya pinasok.
Hindi ko na ine-expect how developed and how multi-layered her character was. Sobrang unexpected nun. Parang para sa akin siya yung secret MVP. Kasi grabe yung nuance, yung realism bigla nung kwento because of her plotline. Because of her character arc. It just parang brought it back to the ground.
That's true. That's true. I mean, when we started this, the day na pinanood natin tong Tigkiliwi. Sorry, I want to make sure I say that right.
Abakada.
Sinimulan natin yung araw watching this film. We really didn't know what to expect actually. We didn't know what to expect. Given, the poster, medyo siya, parang hindi natin alam kung ano yung genre niya, kumbaga. Pero, ang ending is nakakatawa na it's a melting pot of so many genres that work together improbably to create a very, a beautiful whole.
Against probability.
Ayun, sige. Bigyan na natin yung ating rating dito for Tigkiliwi. We're gonna give it a solid A-. Yes. So, if you're keeping score para sa ating mga makikinig, sabi ko, para sa ating mga manonood, so far, ang highest natin was Journeyman. So, ang ating second placer so far is itong si Tigkiliwi, and ang ating bronze medal winner is si Salum.
And Fleeting.
Tied. B+. Yes.
And, ito pa, I need to say this.
Please.
Ruby Ruiz, Best Actress.
Para dito?
After all, it's Ruby Ruiz Film Festival.
Ay, speaking of Ruby Ruiz, sorry. Masabi ko lang kasi nakalimutan ko siyang sabihin nung tayo'y nag-record for Journeyman. Ang galing niya sa Journeyman.
Na Best Supporting Actress
Best
din,
Supporting Actress.
We will nominate her din there, no?
Oo. Galing niya doon. Yung may isa siyang scene kasama si JC. na parang talagang just tore me to shreds.
Yeah, I know that part. Humihikbi ka na.
Galing nilang dalawa doon. Ang galing nila. Anyway, ang galing niya. Ang galing ni Ruby. Galing nilang lahat. Okay. Sige. Ayan na. That's it. So that's it for part 3 of our series talking about the feature-length films in the 2025 Pure Gold Cine Panalo Film Festival. If you've seen either or both of the films we talked about in this episode, please share with us what you thought about them. We'd love to hear from you. Comment it on our social media accounts or down below on our Spotify or YouTube episode page.
And don't forget to set your players to automatically download our new episodes so you don't miss out on our fun Cinegeek conversations. And while you're at it, if you would like, if gusto nyo lang, if bet nyo, give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or a thumbs up on YouTube if you had fun or learned something new during this episode.
As always, the studio, distributor, and the film festival organizers weren't given any creative control or editorial approval of this episode. They are hearing our reviews for the first time, same as you are.
For my co-host Troy, this has been Angela. Thank you for listening to the Cinegeeks podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide.